Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Welcome my dear students. Today we are going to have this class form, meaning and function. And let's start. Count and non-count nouns. Count nouns name things that you can count. 1 carat, 2 carrots, اسماء المعدودة. They have singular and plural forms. Singular and مفرد طبعا plural forms يعني صيغ جمع. يبقى الأسماء المعدودة لها صيغ مفرد وجمع. Singular count nouns like a burger and 2 burgers, an egg, 3 eggs. Non-countable nouns, however, الأسماء الغير معدودة, name things that you cannot count. Rice, tea, water, honey, and so on. They don't use a or an. ما أقدرش أقول a water ولا an oil, for example. They don't have plural forms. وما لهم صيغة جمع. Some nouns can be count or non-count. A salad or some salad. A soup or some soup. If you are in a restaurant, you can call the waiter to get you a salad or a soup. Expressions of quantity. Some and any. Use some in affirmative sentences and use any in negative sentences and in questions. Use some and any with non-countable nouns and with plural nouns as well. So there is some juice, and at the same time we can say there are some fries. There isn't any juice, and there aren't any fries. There aren't any students in the classroom. We can ask questions with any. Is there any juice in the fridge? Are there any fries? Are there any students in the classroom? Sometimes some is used in questions for offers. We normally say, do you want some pizza? How about some coffee? Okay, so do you want some pizza and how about some coffee? Alright. Now the word would like is used for preferences. What would you like? I would like a steak sandwich. Would you like some mustard on it? Yes please. Or no thank you. Have a look at this exercise. We're supposed to use some, any, order, would like. Think it over. You are right there. Okay. Here are the answers. Of course, preferably before you do any exercise like this, any dialogue, any conversation, you should read it first before you think of the answers. Read it first so that you can guess the answers, and then you try the answers. Right. Here are the answers for this exercise. As you can see, it's an easy matter, right? And turning on to another exercise. Words connected with recipes. Yeah, when we consider recipes and when we talk about recipes, that is the way we prepare food. We can talk about dishes like an appetizer, kind of food that makes you want to eat. We can talk about the main course, which is the original or the most important part of your dish. For example, you're going to eat fish, you're going to eat chicken, you're going to eat meat, and so on. So this is the main course. And we talk about dessert like ice cream, cakes, and so on. When we talk about quantities, we can say half, a quarter, 1, 2, a cup, a teaspoon, a tablespoon, that is a small one, a handful, a clove of garlic, for example. And considering the ingredients or the components of a dish, we can talk about oil, eggs, salt and pepper, butter, milk, cheese, garlic, herbs, different kinds of meat, of course, and so on. Actions, the verbs that we use in cooking: measure, add, pour, cut, chop, mix, spread, tear, and so on. The utensils are those tools that we use in the kitchen, that we use to eat with, like the knives, the bowls, the whisks, the pans, the forks, these utensils. So there are utensils for preparing food, and there are utensils for serving the food, and so on. A cooking method frying, baking, roasting, grilling, barbecuing. Okay? Alright. Have a look at the recipe on the top right corner of this page. Pasta with tomato sauce. Here the writer has written the ingredients on the left: 5 cloves garlic, 3 cups chopped tomatoes. Of course they are written in the form of notes so that you focus on the important pieces. We do not have complete sentences when we write the ingredients, but when we write the directions, the directions though, we use complete sentences. Cook separately according to package directions. First, chop the garlic into tiny pieces, then put the tomatoes, and of course you can see the use of first, then after that, to arrange your instructions in a logical way. Expressions of quantity: a few, a little, a lot, much, many, enough. Of course we use some of them with countable and some of them with non-countable, though some of them are used in both with both countable and non-countable nouns. You need a few tomatoes, but you need a little cheese. I eat many vegetables. I don't eat much bread. How many bananas do you eat? How much milk do you drink? Use a lot of and enough for both countable and non-countable nouns. I eat a lot of eggs, but I don't eat a lot of bread. I don't eat enough fruit, but I don't drink enough water. Okay. Sequence words like first, then, after, that, and finally. First you mix the flour and the eggs, and then you add a little butter. After that you put in a teaspoon of baking powder, and finally you let it rise. So we use these time sequence adverbs to arrange our instructions so that the reader know which one to start with and which one to come next, and so on. Now exercise B, complete the recipe. Use after, before, first, finally, and then. Okay? Can you think of the missing parts? Think it over for a while. Okay, and here are the answers. Before you start, check that you have all the ingredients. First, put 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder into a bowl. And then after that, here and you know, so in a logical way. And the last step you write finally, and you write the last step. Okay? Right. There is no problem if you start with then, after that, or next, then, and after that can be used alternatively. That is, not necessarily that the first step after first should start with next or should start with then. Okay, so these 3 words, next, then, after that, can be used alternatively with no problem. Let's move now to the workbook. Mark the nouns with C for count or N for non-count. Of course you are already aware of this, but think it over. You are right there. Here are the answers. You can have a look at this blue banner at the left, on the left. And turning to this exercise O, we are supposed to odd one out or take the word that does not belong to the group. Margarine, sugar, vanilla, spoon, cocoa. So it should be the spoon because all of them are food, yet this is a utensil. Oven, bowl, chop, pan, cup. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? You're right there. The word to chop here is a verb, though all other things are nouns. Stir, eggs, add, mix, mash. What do you think? All of them are verbs for cooking, yet eggs is not. Okay. Half, minutes, a quarter, degrees, taste. all of them are scaling metrics, but this one is, yeah, it is. This brings us to the end of our class today. Thank you so much and have a nice time.